Alright, so I literally just recorded an episode and then I don't know what's Anchor's on right now, but deleted it. So I'm gonna re-record it. Hopefully everybody's having a good weekend and taking care of yourself and enjoying your week. So this episode now, I'm going to do a completely different topic for what I was going to do originally, because that just kind of threw me off. But we're in Virgo season, so shout out to my fellow Virgos. Hope you guys are enjoying your time, celebrating yourself. Because it's Virgo season, I'm going to read the Earth Weekly Message from September 18th to September 24th. That hasn't happened yet, right? What's today? 18th, yeah. Okay. The Earth Weekly Message is: don't allow anyone to pull a guilt trip on you for wanting and doing better. They will not understand your journey, and it's not for them to understand. You are blessed with the resources to manifest the life you envision. Silence those negative thoughts. So that's from my fellow Earth signs: Virgo, Taurus, Capricorns. Shout out to us. That's our weekly message. So take what resonates for that. Something that came to my head just now was funny. I don't know if you guys remember the song Fly Above from Candy. When she was on Real Housewives of Atlanta. Well, she might still be on there, but she had that corny song. But it's kind of like similar to this, like, fly above, stay away from the negative thoughts, don't let anybody guilt trip you and make you feel some type of way about you trying to do better for yourself. They'll be all right. So, but the message that I'm going to talk about today is, I'm going to read it out, and it's two different ones. Actually, two different tweets. So the first one that I saw, it's from @OMFGWavy, and it says, when you fumble a solid one, it's hard to bounce back from that. I know we live in a keep it moving culture, but some human connections will always stand out. You have to keep it 100 and say you fumbled something valuable. This is facts, because not everyone understands. I feel like a lot of the times people learn this lesson the hard way because they allowed their ego to get the best of them in the situation. When you have a solid person on your team, whether that be a significant other, a family member, a friend, even a coworker, whatever, someone who's solid, and being solid doesn't mean, they're saying that they're solid. Like, nah, like, that this person's gonna come through. There's no doubt in your mind that this person's gonna come through, because even if they, for some reason that they can't come through, they're going to work just as hard as you are to figure out a way for whatever it is that you need to come about. Like, you being in pain or you being in a sticky situation is impacting you, but that's going to impact them too, because they care that much about you. A solid person is not just the ride or die. It's also somebody who cares about you, right? Like, they are so in tune with you that if you're the type of person that, like, sometimes, like I retreat when I'm not in the best mood, whether that be I'm angry or I'm sad or I'm stressed out or something, I'll retreat. And then the people when you have those solid people in your life who they'll notice that you've retreated, they'll just reach out and be like, hey, you good? Like, that's a solid one, like someone who's that in tune with your emotions and their own emotions that they can recognize when something's amiss, right? And I guess with this one, it's saying more so about like relationships, like romantic relationships. There's a lot of people who fumble solid people in their life, and then this happens when they have a history of trauma within relationships, and then when they meet a solid person who genuinely is interested in them, genuinely cares about them and treats them right, they're going to do one or two things. They're either going to be able to reciprocate it, or they're going to fumble the bag by pulling some stupid moves or mistreating that person, or just feeling like this person's always going to be there for them. And then when life happens and things get crazy and you lose that person, they might at first be like, oh, whatever, it doesn't matter, maybe because they're, getting other people or whatever, but they learn very quickly that, dang, this person really was a solid person in my life. And if you are a solid person, 9 times out of 10, I believe you don't take people like that mistreated you back. You don't allow them to have access to you again. So that's how people fumble these solid people, because they don't appreciate the solidarity within the relationship. They don't appreciate the respect that the person is giving them, and that the person's caring about them enough to want to be there. So like you'll hear people saying like, oh, that one person that got away, or man, I should have treated them better, or I should have appreciated that better. Like, that's a tough lesson to learn, but I feel like everybody has pretty much learned that type of lesson. I know I have too. There's only one person that I didn't treat him horribly, but I think that as far as like the relationship, I could have done it differently. But from that, you learn to do better the next time. And you have to keep it 100 and say you fumbled something valuable. That's another thing. A lot of people are not able to admit the fact that they fumbled the bag. A lot of people are not able to admit that they fumbled someone good for them. And typically when someone's doing that, it's like they're going to distract themselves with other people, sleeping with other people, dating other people, whatever, or working, or just doing other addictions to distract you from the fact that like, nah, like I really messed up, and sometimes when you mess up, like I said, 9 times out of 10 with that type of situation, you're not going to get them back. But if you can at least admit that you messed up, it's not for the other person, it's for you, because it's a slate where you can come out and say that to yourself, to the universe, and say, I messed up and I'm sorry and I don't want to do something like that again, whether it be if this person gives me a chance, or just with the next, I want the opportunity to have something like that again, and I won't mess it up this time. That's a respectable thing to do. And that's something that it seems like a lot of people are not able to do. And I'm saying this from a woman's perspective. I don't know. I'm sure the same thing happens with guys as well, that guys feel that there are women who fumble them. And for me, obviously, everybody's different. My idea of a solid man is not, because I'm not fumbling him because he has money. No, doesn't make you solid. Solid, like I was explaining a little bit in the beginning, is like, what's your heart like? What's your character? Do you have integrity? That's something that, I was talking about this weekend, when it comes to dating, like the lack of integrity within the people that I have personally come across on dating apps and just in general, and how I feel I've grown so much with those situations and dating, because before I would kind of get emotionally like, I don't even know, I would just feel like, dang, like you can't come through, you can't be a man of your word or something like that. And now it's like, oh, like now I take it as like a red flag and just like a blessing, because it's like anything that I see that doesn't sit well with me, or if this man says he's going to do something but he doesn't follow through, or the way in which he goes about planning things or just moving with me, it's so much easier now for me to be like, all right, cool. Like, what's that? I don't know if you guys have seen that video. I've seen it a lot on TikTok and a little bit on Instagram too, when it's 50 Cent. He's like, they say I don't want no problems, but if they say they want a problem, we don't have a problem, like whatever. Like, that's how I am. Like, oh, no problem. We don't have a problem. If you want a problem, we can have a problem. It's like, I guess my point is like, I'm not trying to invest emotionally in nothing that is not worth it. And giving anyone any type of satisfaction, even if it's like, some people are weird like that, like on those apps, you have to be very careful, because people will be looking for like pen pals basically, and looking to just like satisfy some type of emotional need by having contact with strangers. It's to each his own, but just make sure you're able to, when you have something valuable, cherish that. And if you, by any chance, you do get in a space where you fumble a solid one, be able to be solid yourself and admit that you fumbled something valuable and understand why it was valuable. And then next time when something like that comes along again, do better. If you know better, you do better, right? And so another message that I saw was, I'm selective about who and what I allow around me. Maintaining your own energy, staying aligned, moving with love, dealing with your own ego, all this shit is a task. So I only need people around me who understand that and whose presence makes it easier, not harder. This one was great, and I think it's in alignment a little bit with what that other one was saying about being solid, because when you are feeling like you're on this journey and you're trying to do better for yourself, make better choices, and you're holding yourself accountable, you have to hold others accountable as well who are trying to get into your space, because you're responsible for protecting you and your energy and staying aligned. And so when you have to understand that when you're aligned and you're moving with love and you're moving with positivity and you're enlightened and you have learned to calm your ego, and first of all, that's a lot of work. That's a lot of work on the human mind, because again, we're spirits having a human experience, right? So we have a spirit within us that already is our higher selves, right, within ourselves, and they already know what needs to be done. But it's like that connection between the soul and your heart and your mind. And that's the part where, because they all speak different languages, it's our task here on earth to figure out what we're saying to each other, what they're saying to each other, and how to align yourself. So that's a lot of work, right? Plus, earth is ghetto. We got bills, we got all this stuff, pandemics going on, like all this other stuff. So it's like that those other things are distractions, and those things attract ego, and that can get you misaligned, because those are not earthly things, are not heavenly things. Earthly things are not in the spiritual realm. They don't have any value in the spiritual realm. The only thing that's valuable in the spiritual realm is your actual spirit, yourself, and the way at which you move, your heart, like things like that, your character, those are the things that matter. So when you have that idea, and you understand that, being able to move with love is not easy. Think about it. Like, it's not easy to always be in a positive light. Like, nah, I don't care how loving light you are. Like, somebody, make you mad one day, or things are going not according to your plan, and we have our egos and we get upset. Yeah, you're gonna catch it. You're gonna catch the fade, maybe. You know what I'm saying? Like, you catch somebody on the wrong day. I don't care how nice they are and bubbly they are. Everybody has limits, right? And so what this message, I feel it was saying, is like, because that's the reality of things, having people around you who understand that whole concept, and who maybe effortlessly or with some form of effort, they make life easier for you, not harder. Because guess what? If I'm practicing loving light, staying aligned, trying to find my life's purpose, meditate, treat people with respect, and try to do my shadow work, and make sure I'm loving myself, taking care of myself, self-love, self-affirmations, and eating healthy, working out, trying to maintain, my home life. Maybe you have kids, a marriage, whatever. Like, all of these things, anybody in your life, they have to make things easier, not harder. You don't need another barrier in your life. And so that's why he's saying being selective about who and what you allow around you, because it's all about the energy. The energy that you bring upon yourself is your responsibility. And it's like, okay, obviously, if you meet someone for the first time and you don't realize that this person that moves with negativity, that's fine. But it's your responsibility to look at what's going on, to get to know them to an extent, and make that decision of, is this person worth having around to continuing to get to know? Are they going to benefit me in my energy, or are they going to suck the life out of me, or are they going to, like, I think I talked about this a while ago, like the cup being half empty, and like, do they take from your cup or do they refill it, and if you always emptying your cup for other people, then you are useless, because then you're not going to have anything for yourself, and then you kind of move in a scarcity mentality, and then you accept anything in your cup, and you can be accepting poison. And so that's why it's important to maintain your own energy. You're responsible for yourself. You're responsible for your own energy. You're responsible for your own heart. You're responsible for your own spirit and your own just being itself, and what things you allow and what things you don't. And the faster you're understanding that, the better. Because it should be all about reaching your higher self and your highest potential. And so you're responsible for figuring that out and what that means and what that entails for you. And once you do that, you're just going to move in a different way. You're not going to have time for the games. And it's not in a way of like, oh, I'm not allowing myself to experience things. It's more so like, I've seen this before. It's not going to be good for me. So instead, I'm not going to allow my ego to take charge and say, let's see, or what do you think? Or maybe this is going to be different. Like, nah, it is what it is. I'm smart enough to know, and I'm more in tune with myself to know that this is not worth my energy or my time, and you will not get an ounce of my energy or time. You can go leech the next person, because it ain't happening over here. My energy and my time and my love, my soul is too valuable to even allow you to get a sip, get a taste, nothing. If you're not aligned for me, and you're not making my life easier, and you're not coming into my life not only making it easier, but you're not even attuned enough with yourself and valuing yourself enough to be able to recognize that, hey, this other person is the same way. They value themselves, they're in tune with themselves, and they are moving in their higher selves. So I better come correct, and I better coming correct means I'm willing to give them the best of the best. Right? Because if this person is moving and treating themselves that way, then that's the only way you're going to be able to rock with them, is if you're doing the same thing. You're treating yourself the best of the best, and you're going to treat them the best of the best. If you can't do that, keep it pushing, because I'm not for you. And that's the facts. Like, that's what it is. And you don't get my energy if you don't have the same energy. Because my energy is going to be all on love, and it's about uplifting, and about empowerment, and about positivity and laughing. And we are making moves in life, and we're trying to reach our higher selves. You're not trying to do that, move out of my way, because you're gonna bring me down. And I refuse. I'm responsible for me. So I can't afford to do that. I can't afford to give you my energy. My energy is high value. This is valuable right here. Right? This is top notch. This is cream of the crop. This is luxury right here. And if you don't got the funds, like Nene said, you ain't got the coins. You don't got the coins, then I'm sorry, partner. Like, I don't know what to tell you. You know what I mean? Like, you better step your game up, step your money up, like, and you step your currency up, and your currency is your energy. Step your currency up. You don't got the funds. You don't got the money. You don't got the coins. You ain't got you're not in this caliber, and I'm sorry to you. I really am. I'm sorry to this man, but you're going to have to go back and retrace yourself and figure it out of why you're not on this level. Because up to be here, I'm not coming down. I'm continuing to move up. So either you better hurry up, get yourself in line, and get up here, because I guarantee by the time you come back, I'm already going to be up even higher. So you can either step it up or step aside. And that's for any type of energy. It doesn't have to be just romantic relationship. That's friends too. Oh, you want to stay here? All right, word. Have fun with that. It was good knowing you, but I refuse to stay. I refuse to stay in comfort zones. I refuse to stay in a cycle. I cannot do ring around the rosy. We're not about to do that. Like, we gonna do it, learn what it is, and keep it moving. You want to stay here in a comfort zone? Have at it. Who am I to judge? But you will not mess up my energy and my flow and my currency. You will not do that. And that requires you to be selective about who you allow around you, because you are responsible. There was another thing I think it was this post that she said, like, let me see. I don't want to mess up the wording. Hold on. Oh, she said, you are not what you attract. On the contrary, you are what you entertain. Again, let me read that. You are not what you attract. On the contrary, you are what you entertain. So I feel that's like a little bit in that ballpark as well. Like, okay, clownery is everywhere. The clowns are gonna try you, but do you entertain it or do you keep it moving? Do you recognize that this person is on something that I'm not on, I don't want to be on, and I never will be? It was great knowing you, but I'm good. It's some people might look at it as, oh, you're not giving it a chance. No, I don't need to. Nope, that's where I'm at in my life, at least me personally. I don't need to. What do I need to give it a chance for? Why do I need to give it a chance for this person to allow me to crash and burn? I've learned too many lessons. I've already graduated. I don't need to sit there and go back to school. I don't need to go back to school. Like, yeah, no, not backwards. I'm going forwards. If there's lessons I need to learn in my life, I'm sure there are more lessons I need to learn, but I'm not about to relearn another lesson with some different characters. Like, I'm good on that. Because I've already learned the lesson. That doesn't interest me because I've already learned it. I know I've learned it because I'm even able to recognize that I've been here before. Different circumstances, different faces, but I've been here before. I've seen this game before. I've seen this movie. Not a fan. I refuse to participate. So having that type of mindset, is very beneficial to you, because you will be super selective about, like it says, who you allow to be around you. That's even sometimes you get to a point where you're like, oh, you know what? It's going to be me, myself, and I. Because I'm the only person who can maintain my energy right now. It's not a diss to anybody. It's not a diss to your family, your friends. Sometimes because we love our family and friends so much, right? But everybody has stuff going on. Like right now, mad heads that I know, friends, family, everybody got something going on. Legit. Everybody got some type of thing going on, and I'm supportive as much as I can be, but I also I've taken a lot of time alone and been in my solitude because I have stuff going on, but I also recognize the blessing that I really don't. I don't have a lot of craziness going on in my life right now. This is probably the most mellow my life has been. Knock on wood, because I ain't trying to bring about no problems, but yeah, I've been coasting. I've been coasting right now and just enjoying life. And again, I'm there for my peoples as much as possible, but I also got to maintain my energy, right? Because if I'm in this space, I want to stay in this type of energy, this great, just flowing, energy. And there are days, where I'm like, oh, some days are up, some days are down, but for the most part, it's up and it's steady. And so, that's my responsibility, because it took a lot of work to get here. And who am I to disrespect myself and my heart and my hard work, the hard work that I put in to get here, to allow myself to mess up my energy with people who I can recognize that you're not on the time that I'm on right now. And it's fine, but I'm good on it. It's funny, I saw something that on TikTok, and this is my last thing, kind of with this energy thing. It was this girl, she was saying how the guy that she talks to, he's being mean and he's being nonchalant and he's being withdrawn. And someone commented saying, like, just let him do his thing and let him build his testosterone back. And that I've heard that is like a situation for men, that they kind of need that space or whatever. But I guess my point to that is, like, she's giving energy to a situation that she doesn't need to. She's giving energy to something she doesn't need to. If someone's pulling away, let them do what they need to do. If they want to be there, they're going to come back. I think that's what the lady was trying to basically say with the testosterone thing. And it's like, when you find yourself in that space where again, like I keep saying, you're responsible for your own energy. So if someone is being nonchalant, halfway, and like, you know, not their normal selves with you, you get one time with me. I'm gonna ask you one time, you good? What's going on? Okay, you want to be like that? Word. I'm not being nonchalant. I'm not being nasty right now, and I'm not in that space. So I'm going to remove myself and keep being in the lightened self that I'm in. And when you get your mind right and when you get yourself together, come holler at me. And if I feel like it, you can be re-engaged. If not, then you've lost your time, because my energy is too valuable to even play this type of game, because we're all adults and there's other ways to express your emotions. Right? And so that could be viewed as harsh, but it's also like, no, I value my energy way too much. I value myself too much. Who am I to sit there and keep, participating in craziness like that? That's crazy. Like, we're not no teenagers no more. Like, you can't always, I'm having a bad day or things are going wrong in my life, so I'm out to just be mean to people. Like, no, you can't do that. Like, you got to learn how to, like, again, have that mindset. Like, you're not the only person, bro. Like, you're not the only person, sis. There's other people that's going through stuff too. You got to still move with love, because guess what? When you doing all that and you letting your emotions and you letting situations in your life take over your emotions, you distract yourself, and now you're moving in ego. Now you think it's everybody else's problem, or everybody else is bothering you, or whatever the case may be. You're putting it on other people instead of just allowing yourself to go with it and say, this is clearly for a reason. Everything is happening for a reason. God wouldn't let this be for nothing. So let me just try to ride the wave and figure it out what the lesson is that God is trying to get me to understand, so I can get to the next level, so I can go being back to my highly aligned self and move with love. When you don't do that, then you're just messing up for yourself and you mess up potential situations and relationships with other people. So in conclusion, be selective with who it is that you around and who you allow around you, and the things that you entertain and the things that you give your emotions and your energy to, because you're responsible for maintaining your currency of energy. And if you are broke with energy, if you allow yourself to go broke, that's on you, and you're gonna have to go re-up. And that's not something that you could just do so easily. When you get to a space where you're so highly in tune and highly aligned with yourself, and you're in an energy of love and taking care of yourself, you should value that so much that you don't let anybody knock you off that. Nobody. So I hope that this message resonated with someone and that it was helpful. And just remember to, take things day by day. And just, stay in love, move in love, and love on you. And everything else will come to be the way where it needs to be. So, I am Chanel, your host of Black Hippie Lounge. And if you can, rate and review the podcast. Follow it on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at Black Hippie Lounge. As always, meditate, manifest, invest in you. And outgoing message. Did I already say stay grounded? If not, then stay grounded. Stay grounded. Especially, that's definitely the message. Stay grounded, because we're in Mercury retrograde. So stay grounded. Stay focused. Keep it moving. Practice your meditation. And we're going to get through it. Meditate, manifest, invest in you. Join me on my spiritual journey as I elevate myself and like-minded listeners to a higher level mentally, physically, and spiritually. Thank you for listening. This is Black Hippie Lounge, and I am your host, Chanel.